Hello and welcome to a new sim racing adventure in the GR86 on Oulton Park. It's the second day here. I drove here on Tuesday, 2 days ago, when we drove the first races here, and I messed up a few times, like things like using the wrong gear, going for the wrong line and duels, like not necessarily the wrong line, but I could have done better, and that's why we are here today again. This time, I'm not sure how many races I will drive. It depends a bit on how tired I become, but when you watch the VOD, then you can check the chapters at the bottom, and I will link all races and everything that happens there so that you can skip all the parts between races. And yes, so I was a bit shocked when I joined the practice session and saw that 2 people are driving 50.5s, which is crazy if it's legit. Like, you know, in practice sessions, you can sometimes get an incident point and still finish the lap, and it will count for the standings. But if it's a legit lap, then holy moly, that's sick. But we can't look at him, and we also don't have his times. That's unfortunate. They don't seem to be in the session anymore. Oh wait, he's in the session. Alright. And he drove a 50.5. So let's take a look at it until we get into the session. There's still 1 minute left. But what he's doing is not looking crazy at all. Let's see how he drives the first turn and if he takes the outside there with the incident point. Because then it means that he's simply pushing his practice times and not driving his line. Alright, yeah, okay. That's probably how he's driving his 150s. Hey Ian. So he's... Let's take a look at this exit. Yeah, that's an incident point as well. So you can finish those laps in practice sessions and they will count for the standings, like here. But they won't count in a quali session. And you won't be able to finish a race when you take 2 incident points on every lap. I guess that's how he did it. I may be wrong because we are looking only at 1 lap right now. There might be legit ways to drive a 50.5. I don't know of any. It's crazy. Like, I've seen people finishing 51.3s and 51.2s. Those are definitely possible, but 0.7 seconds on top of that is... I don't know, it sounds too crazy to be even alien-like. Let's hop into the session, see what we get. On Tuesday, when I was driving here for the first time in races, then I used the wrong gear at the start of both races. We started both races in the second gear instead of the first one, which led to 2 pretty awful starts. That's definitely something I want to fix today. We had 1 good quali lap. Wait, but he's number 1 car, isn't he? That was one of the guys who drove 50s. Wait, is there a legit way to drive a 50? We will see it in a quali. My best quali lap was a 51.6, which is decent, I think. Yeah, car number 10. Alright. That looks like a pretty competitive top split. So I guess the goal is to finish in the top 10. I don't know. We will see how good the quali is. because I think I should be able to finish in the top 5. Based on my pace and based on my overall feeling with the car here. I'm pretty confident. I've also found more confidence in this chicane and in the upcoming chicane. I think we can perform quite well. But one important thing here is the quali, definitely. That's also a thing I noticed on Tuesday, that it's tough to make a pass around here, and when you go side by side, you always stay side by side through 3 or 4 turns. And then it becomes a coin flip. And in one of the coin flips we got net coded. So yeah. Hitting a good quali is the key. Alright, let's get ready. I won't comment a lot on my quali laps. I think it's better when I stay quiet and focus on finishing a solid lap. At least that's my experience from the past few streams. Because whenever I talk, I also drift into being a bit emotional, and because I think it's important. But it's not necessarily a good thing when you are in the middle of a quali run. And you really need to nail those braking points. Take the down quick. Alright, so the strategy is simple, just finish a solid first lap, hopefully a low 52, and then try to improve it in the second run. Alright, let's go.
Green flag, green flag. Okay, here comes your first time lap.
50.7, are you kidding me? Alright, I guess he's just driving super clean. Low 52, that's okay.
Alright, then check it.
50.5, are you serious? Alright. 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 Alright, so then it was not a cut in the practice session, then those guys can finish 50.5s and 8s. We will take a look at their laps when they finish the race, because I'm curious where they gain the time. P10, P9, it's okay. I can do better. I could have qualied on P5, but the 50.5 shocked me a bit. Afternoon, just wanted to say your MX5 lap guides have been one of the biggest helps for my introduction to iRacing. Consistently improving. Nice, that's great to hear. Thanks and you're welcome. Never been able to reach your paces though, great talent. It's all practice and experience. I mean, I'm racing on iRacing since 2017. So when you drive the car for a few years or drive the tracks for a few years, then it all comes with practice and time and the sim. Hey, can you connect the G29 wheel and the CSLE pedals normally, or do you need a modded cable to do it? You don't need to connect them. You connect the wheel to your PC and the pedals to your PC. And both have their own software, and that's all you need to keep in mind. So there's nothing you need to connect. And then iRacing, when you calibrate them, then you can just do it normally. There's no need for both of them to communicate with each other. Well, they're getting that delta. Yeah, I guess it's just a super clean lap. Like, extremely clean. I don't think there's anything you can do with gears or some kind of fancy lines. It's all about driving clean and carrying your speed from turn to turn. That has to be a nearly perfect lap. Like when I'm finishing a 151.6 or 5, then I still feel like I can drive a low 51, but I don't feel like I have the pace to finish a 50 because I'm still missing time in the car when it's on those slow turns where you need to get back on the throttle and keep pushing it. And that's the part where I'm missing time, and I guess that's what those guys optimized, and then they carry that speed from turn to turn. And over a 2-minute lap, you can easily create such a gap with that mechanical advantage. Or skill. It's not an advantage, it's they're just mechanically better at driving the car. Alright, we are in the middle of the pack. We will be on the outside into turn 1, which can be scary. In one race I went 3 wide into turn 1, and in the second it was 2 wide and always on the outside. So I know the outside line. We should prepare to take the grass on the incident point, because it's very likely to happen that you get pushed to the outside, especially when you are completely in the middle of the pack. And yeah, then we aim for a top 10 finish, I guess, maybe top 5. Good luck in the race. Thanks, Chuck. Alright, everything is running. I'm ready. Oh, thanks for the super chat, Alberto. Thanks a lot. And yeah, we grit.
One lap to green.
Let's get the
Line up on the
relative
left
black
side.
box.
Pit road is closed right now.
I hope it brings me luck. Don't forget to use the first gear on the finish line. And then we need to see what happens around us. I mean... E10 can be tough. You got the perfect spot to catch action that happened ahead of us. And it's also the perfect spot to get dived by someone who wants to make up for a bad qualifying from behind. So yeah. I'm looking forward to it. The goal is still P10, I guess. P10 to P5. Let's
About to
go.
green. Stay focused.
They left a lot of space to the pace car. The race will start for us right at the exit of the turn.
The pace car is in. Green, green,
Yep.
green.
And we got the car on the inside. We got a gap to the cars behind, which is nice. We lost the gap to the cars behind, which is nice. For them, I guess. On the first lap, I just want to keep it clean and see what happens when the dust settles. A really bad run through the second chicane. Oh, one is going into the wall. We got P10 back. Interesting fight ahead of us. Now we hit a nice run and immediately gained 2 tenths. Oh, and he's going wide. Nice. Now we can look ahead. It's a crazy pace on this bit. Holy moly. First incident point, but it's fine. I think he hit the wall. Spinning. Oh, that's bad.
Left side. Clear.
That's bad. There was no space to avoid them. I guess I could have hit the brakes earlier. Please don't be desperate. Please don't attack. Thank you. Alright, now we need to close the gap and catch a few positions. I don't know how he spun, I don't think I hit him. Maybe it was netcode. We have 6 laps left, I think. The guy behind us can't follow. 4 seconds, yeah, we might be able to catch them. That was unlucky. Yeah, I think he clipped the grass on the left. I still think I could have went earlier on the brakes. Which would have given me more time. But I trusted him. And I didn't want to brake because then the guy behind me would be right in our back. And I also tried to get a good run onto the straight, because then the situation would most likely resolve in our favor. But yeah, we are closing the gap. Still 5 laps to go. was not great. But we are catching them. We can still try to finish on P12 or something. Someone disconnected. Dang it, I'm feeling so great in the car right now. .8, another 1 or 2 laps and we should be right in his rear. And the guy who DC'd was ahead of us, so we gained a position for free. Oh, it looks like a traffic jam. Nice, they are fighting. We will gain even more time in the next lap. We might even catch them in this one. Alright, we have not that many laps left, which means now it's important to be precise. And find a good balance between being patient and being aggressive. When I see a gap, then I will go for it. Oh.
Go right. Car on your left. Clear on the left.
Unless I can't go for it. Alright, what happens now? I think I want to just chill. I'm just driving to the left to force something. Okay. Wasn't me. What what I was trying to say is I was driving to the right because the car ahead of us went for the move. And I wanted to force him to go too wide into the turn because he already went for the move, and when I stick behind him, then he won't be able to back out and he will need to stay on the inside, and I will force both of them to get a bad exit into the last turn, out of the last turn onto the main straight. And yeah, it was obviously not my intention to cause this, that's on them. But the red car definitely felt my pressure, and yeah, I guess then he panicked, or I don't know. Was a bit too aggressive on the brakes and spun into the other car. Alright, let's focus and try to close the gap again. We are on P12, so we got to go, which we set in the middle of the race.
You just got the white flag. That means one more lap to go.
One lap left. So I guess the strategy now is to stick close to them. We won't be able to get into a position where we can attack. But when they make a mistake, then we should be close enough to profit from it. And they will fight. He's definitely in a striking distance. He will try to shove it in, probably into one of the chicanes. He's looking for it. He has to try it now. Yeah, and he didn't, which is a bit unfortunate, because when he's trying it in the last turn, then the gap or the way to the line is not long enough for me to catch them or overtake them when they get a bad exit. So yeah, they are going too wide, but I think we are too far away, unless they touch. They don't, he has a bad exit, but as mentioned, I'm too far away, and we should reach the line, and he gets the P11. GG, good race.
Checkered flag, checkered flag.
It's a super competitive split.
Schedule some testing, we'll get them next time.
Unlucky, but it was fun. I don't speak Spanish, I think. It looks like Spanish. How much time do we have left? Alright, we have enough time left to take a look at what happens. Wait, that's the leading car, isn't it? Box per spread on Georgia. Nice time. We will also take a look at one of their laps if they finished 50 something. They finished a 50.6 in a race. Alright. Yep. My start was unlucky, I guess. I was right that we will start right at the time when I'm at the exit of the turn. I guess I shouldn't have went for the brakes, but he's braking and I don't know how much he will brake, so I need to touch the brakes. And after I touch the brakes, they floor it. So yeah, unlucky timing. There's also not that much space which I can use. But it's better than my previous 2 starts, so I take it. Then we had the car on the inside. I stick to the outside. It's fine. Does anyone know in which lap we had the incident? Yeah, it's this one. So they go too wide the turn. The guy ahead spins. Oh, that was netcode. Or was it a real touch? It's a bit of netcode. 50-50, I guess. Hey Matt, good stream. I love your videos. Thanks. Thanks, Lion, and welcome. I hope you have a nice evening. Alright, so they touch. Can I see it in that moment? Nope, I can't, because they touch behind 2 cars. And they are already spinning here, so there's no way for me to see it. I can see it now. And because I see him catching it again, I just floor it and go to the right. Then I hit the brakes. He touches the grass. Yep, and that's why he spins. So I think it's unlucky. I think my decision making was correct. Because I kinda have to go for it. And when he doesn't touch the grass, then I'm totally fine and we are having a good run. I can probably pull to the side and have a good run. I have draft from at least 1 car because he won't be able to block both ways. I think it was a good call. When he spins, then it's bad luck. And yeah, happens. But you know, when you would drive every time like this and assume that any car can spin at any point, then you would never be able to fight anyone. Especially not in those close competitive splits, so yeah. Bad luck. And it was also unlucky that we got, like, seriously, for him it's like winning the lottery because he gets kicked back onto the line again. I saved his spin. And in return I end up completely in the grass. Yeah. It happens. What was the next incident? I forgot it. There was... Oh, right, alright, I remember it now. It was 2 cars that were driving ahead of us. It was this car. But in which lap? Number 7? Yeah, it was number 7. Alright. So let's take a look at this one. I see that they are fighting and that they are going too wide. So my idea is to stick to the inside and make sure that this guy goes for his attack. That's the only thing I wanted to just force. I didn't want him to back out again and go to the outside or whatever. And that's why I was following him. I didn't want to go to the inside myself. I was just there to make sure that, you know, sometimes those people back up and then they let themselves drop on the inside line and pull to the outside, kinda like ahead of you. And my idea was simply to just make sure, okay, you are on the inside, you will go for the attack buddy. And then I pulled to the outside again. And what happens then is they touch. It looks like a racing incident. He's not driving, like, the track is taking a small, not really visible turn to the left here. There's also a kink in the white line, which I'm using as braking point sometimes. And he's missing it, I think. And this guy is driving a bit to the right. Oh, he's correcting to the right. And then they touch. That's unlucky. They could have given each other a bit more space. I mean, the red car could have given the orange car a bit more space. In the end, he caused it by himself. And then there's not much you can do here. And he also got a lot of damage. Let's take a look at the 50.6. Fourth gear, sticking to the outside, shifting down. Looks normal to me. He's going really wide onto the curb and in the turn 1. Taking a bit of a closer line into turn 3. Let's see which gear he uses into the fast left-hander. He stays in 4th gear. Alright. Interesting choice. Then we have... He stays in 3rd gear on the way into the chicane. I might try it in the practice session. We have a bit of time. So he lets it max out and stays in 3rd gear and then brakes. The marshal booth is around here and here's the white spot, so it's the same braking point, just with lower gear. But that's still not 0.7 seconds or 1 second my qualifying best. A really late braking point. Super tight line, but that's normal. Right, it's 2nd gear. Yeah, but I'm on 2nd gear as well. And he is really taking it to the limits. Yeah, he's right at the edge of the track. That's impressive, because you need a lot of experience in that car to hit that line. Otherwise, it's really easy to clip the grass, and you saw what happened when you clip it. You just spin and it's over. But still nothing. Okay, and the white exits onto the straight. That's probably a spot where I can gain some time, because I'm not using that much of the curb here. His line is a bit different. He's turning in earlier and follows a closer line around the double apex. Yeah, and this looks the same. Yeah, so as mentioned, there's no special trick except maybe the 2 upshifts. But those 2 upshifts alone don't gain you 1 second. You gain 1 second by being super clean, having a nearly perfect technique with the car and just nailing every single turn, and then he gets probably a half tenth, maybe 1/10 per turn, and carries it to the line. We will hop into a practice session, try out the third gear into the first chicane. I don't think I want to try the fourth gear into the hairpin. It just, like, it might be equally quick or might be quicker, but based on my testing, I felt more confident and quicker in the fifth gear. And I didn't notice any gain of time in the fourth gear, so I will stick with it. I don't think that changing it makes that much of a difference. And yeah, then we take a look how the second race develops. So whenever you practice something, and like I practiced this track for quite a few hours already, and I drove a few races here, and you notice something like the difference into the fast left-hander where the leading car uses a different gear. And then you always need to consider, is it worth it for you to change that right now when you are racing? I could definitely change that, and I could practice driving this turn in fourth gear right now, but there's so much risk involved when you're driving that turn, because you arrive that with a lot of speed there, and you arrive in a pretty sharp braking zone right after it. You probably gain only a half tenth by changing that. So I don't feel like I want to risk my confidence there just for half tenth, which I most likely won't be able to carry to the finish line anyway. That's why I don't really want to change anything there. But I think changing the third gear into the braking zone of the chicane might be worth it. There's not that much which you can mess up. I don't really know why he's doing it. Probably because he doesn't get any value out of the fourth gear. Which is true. But I also don't feel like shifting up costs you any time. Alright, let's go. Let's wait. Go. I think it was a solid race. I'm happy with my pace. I could be a bit quicker, but when I take all the circumstances into account and that it was a bit wild, then I'm quite happy, and I'm also happy with the decisions. The only thing which could be improved was the start, but yeah, that one also felt unlucky. You come in very hot when you stay in third gear. That's the thing which I mentioned in the guide, in case you saw it. When you arrive in a high gear in this car in a braking zone, and the engine has so much power that it keeps pushing you with, yeah, everything it has deeper into the braking zone, and you need to adjust your braking to it. braking out of lower revs is definitely more confident and easier to handle. So I might just stick to the 4th gear if I can't make it work on the next 2 or 3 laps. It's crazy. I would have never thought that someone can drive a 50.5 around here. Alright. I can feel why he's sticking to the 3rd gear. Let's see if we can finish a mid 51. Forming in a bit hot. It feels like I'm coasting for too long in that double apex. Can you kindly disappear? No? Okay, fine. And don't. I didn't touch him. He did that completely by himself. That's one way to do it, yep, but that's only also a way in which you can do it only once and not twice. Dang it was a good lap, but it's fine, it's a practice session. Yeah, when I look at my timer at the top, then I'm really consistent, but I'm just not consistent on the upper edge. See, now we hit a good run and suddenly I'm 1/10 up. And the guys who finish at 50.5, they hit this good run in every turn. I kinda like the third gear, it feels okay. I will try it in a race as well. And then I messed this turn up. No, that was a mid 51. I wanted to try the inside line, which he was going for. That was a high 51 now. Because I don't understand the logic behind the inside line, it doesn't feel quicker.
Right side. Clear. You got a slow car on the left.
You don't need to brake that much when you stand third gear. And I guess you get a smoother run through the chicane, which then allows you to be more precise around the barriers. Yeah, that's another 52. And we don't have the time to finish one more. This car is crazy. You need to be so precise. Because usually you can push cars from the outside to the inside, back to the outside again in turns. But since this car has so much grip, mechanical grip, which also means that it has grip in slow or fast turns, it doesn't matter, it has always this crazy amount of grip. So you can drive a bad line and you can get away with it because it's more about maximizing your throttle inputs and being on the throttle instead of optimizing your line. And it definitely takes some time to get used to. Let's hop into the session and I will be right back. Alright, we are in another top split, I guess. Am I muted? Nope. Yeah, it's another top split. Different drivers. The top two guys are gone. Only 19 cars this time, not 20. I think it was 20 in the first split we drove today. My neck hurts today for some reason, but it's no issue in the race itself. Same goal for the quali again, just finish a nice low 52. Then try to go for 51.7 or something. I definitely want to quali on P7 or better instead of P10 or the middle or the back of the field. That's not pleasant to start in those areas of the grid. Alright, so we stick to the 5th gear and the quick left-hander, and I will try to use the 3rd gear into the chicane. Surprisingly, it feels safer to use the 3rd gear into the chicane. The only thing which can be tricky is muscle memory, because I drove so many laps now that I'm used to using the 4th gear there. So I might shift up sometimes when I shouldn't. Yeah, using the 4th gear into this one requires a bit more practice. That's not something which you can change on the run. Yeah. And here's the 4th gear, that's what I'm talking about. Alright, let's focus on the quali runs.
Green flag, green flag. Okay, here comes your first time lap.
It's not this one. Alright, that one felt super clean. That will be a 51. I don't know how deep in the 51s. Never mind.
There's the flag. It's over.
Never mind, it's not a deep 51. But it felt clean, I mean. And we got P7 for now. Dang it, it felt really quick, but I maybe just set bad timers for myself in the first one, which was dead anyway. P8. I definitely could have finished on P4 here. The first turn was a bit off. Yeah, this one is a bit too hesitant. This part felt decent. I think it was okay. This chicane felt great. And I think I lost a lot of time around here. Yeah, I lost time around here. And then I didn't get the best run onto the straight, and then you lose time. That's still a good practice quali lap. So we got P8. It's a bit better than P10. And I will start on the outside again. 4 races, 4 times, outside line into T1. I don't like it, but I'm so used to it that it's probably better to start on the outside right now than switching to the inside. Yep, P8. First gear, we need to have an eye on the top 2 cars, what they do when the pace car pulls away. And then just see what happens. Oh, 50.9 and then a big gap. Guess those 2 will fight. And then we are in this group of 5 cars, maybe even more, depends on who can join. And then there's a gap, so there are 2 cars behind us and 4 cars ahead of us. It's a gap of 7 cars. We should try to race against the cars ahead of us. Definitely got the pace for it. And yeah, anything below P10 is way too slow. So I guess P10 should be the minimum goal. And when we are lucky, we can make it to top 5, top 4. And the top 3 are out of reach. I can't drive a 51.3 in a race. I'll be lucky if I drive it in a practice session. Alright. There are 2 cars with a low high I rating with a low starting number behind us, but I don't think it's an issue. It's so difficult to overtake here that
One to go. Next time by. Line up on the
I'm
left
confident
side.
that they
Closed.
won't
Pit road is closed.
reach us in the race. onto first gear, just to be on the safe side.
Get ready, going green.
The pace car is really far ahead. Yeah, it will be an awful start.
The pace car is in. Green
Dang
flag,
it.
green flag. You're on the left, 3 wide. Car right, 2 wide. Still there, hold your line. Clear on the right. Right side.
That was a bad idea, man.
Clear.
Alright, nice. We had a good start into the race. We are driving on, I think, P5 now or something. Maybe P6. And that's so quickly I can throw it. He has a runner. But it wasn't good enough to make the move. Now he has another run because I messed up another exit. There's no space on the inside. When you want to attack, then you need to go for the long way. I'm sorry.
Go right, go right, go right.
We are on the lucky end of the stick for once. Alright, now I need to take a deep breath and focus again. We are in a great position to finish in the top 3 now.
You're now in third.
Now I just need to push and win the mental battle against the guy behind us. And there was the 4th gear. It was muscle memory kicking in, shifting into 4th, and nothing added up. Yeah, unfortunately he's a bit quicker on some exits. And he's quicker on the important exits, which is not that great. Can send it now. When he sends it, I shouldn't defend.
Car right. Clear on the right.
Alright, now I want to follow him and see where he makes mistakes and where I can catch him. Because he definitely has more pace than I do. And I feel like defending for 5 laps against a car that's slightly quicker than you sets you up for a disaster. So I'd rather just follow him and see if I can earn that position back instead of trying to defend with my teeth for 5 laps. Yeah, he's super clean on this exit. I'm also overdriving the car a bit in this whole race, basically. He's car number 2, but iracing does he have? I don't see the overlay. It's only visible for you guys. Again the 4th gear, but this time I wasn't surprised. I feel like I can catch them, but I need to perform at the top of my level for the last 3 or 4 laps. He's insanely quick. And he's not making that many mistakes. Got a no shift, but it's fine. Yeah, slowly but surely he's driving away. It's not a lot, but it's enough to drive away. Dang it, but still a decent race. We have a 10-second gap to the cars behind us. I'm happy to finally, hopefully, finish the race without a contact after 4 attempts. Yeah, he has more pace. I could have raced him, but I don't think it would have taken a good end. Sometimes in those situations you need to realize how far you can push it. And when you're not quick enough and drop a position back in a race, then it's not a bad thing. You should take it as an opportunity and as a goal for the next race, that next week or whenever in future you will race the same guy again and then you will beat him.
Means one more lap to go.
It looks like someone spun. Yeah, P2 spun. And the two might be fighting ahead of us in the last lap. I'm a bit too far away. I should try to catch up or finish a decent lap this time. Just in case something happens and we might be able to pick something up when they touch. Another upshift into 4th gear. But yeah, they will fight one more time, probably in the last turn. Nice! Top split P4, finally a race without the contact.
Ticket flag, ticket flag. Great job, you did
Top
really
2
well.
guys were gone for good. Might had the pace for P3, but not today. Let's take a look at it. It was, I think, the second lap or the third one. Did I miss anything in chat? Sorry, I was a bit focused this time. I recommended your channel, I've subbed. Thanks, Iron, and welcome, Zois. Alright, so here we have those guys that are ahead of us. I have the perfect distance to react to anything that happens. Would I have been closer, then there's not enough space to... Actually, let's take a look at the pass and... Was it the first lap? Yeah, it was the first lap. Because I think it was a great move by... I forgot his name. This thing. It was a great move by Juan. He knows he has a bad run out of this turn. Then he tries to block me. But once he realizes he's too late, he backs off again and goes to the right side. And that's honestly what you should do every time when you are here. When you realize that you are too late and the car behind you is committing to their line. Because I can't go anywhere else than to the left. I'm too committed already to go back to the right. And then he says, okay, I lost this battle, I go to the right, that's it. If he commits to blocking me, which he can do, which you often see people in lower splits do, then we will crash. We will 100% crash because I can't lift enough to avoid him. And since you are attacking, you are always a bit greedy. And that's not a bad thing. You also need to take into account that it's a sim and not a real race. So I won't be aggressive on the brakes. I will try to get away with as much throttle input as possible to keep my run alive. And as you can see, there's not much space left. If he squeezes me further, then I will touch the grass, spin to either side, most likely into his side, into his car, and we are both dead. So yeah, he gave me the space. And that's also why I was a bit, like, I didn't try to defend hard when he was attacking me until the last turn. because I knew he has the pace and it was a clean race from both sides, so I didn't want to be a dick when I know that I'm a bit like 1 or 2 tenths slower per lap, and keeping a car for 6 laps or something behind you that's quicker is you're flipping a coin in every turn he tries to attack, and it's simply not worth it. Alright, it was the 3rd lap, I think. Yeah, it was the 3rd lap. So let's take a look at the action ahead of us. I think the first car spun. Yeah. Oh no, it was the second one. And he touched the barrier, that's unlucky. So he clips the barrier and his car lifts onto 2 wheels. Whoa. I've never seen such a snap before. That's super unlucky. I'm not sure what he's doing in his car. What? Did he try to counter steer like 200 degrees to the left, or did he completely let go from the wheel? Like he's steering twice to the left. Anyway, so he spins, and he spins again to the other side. And the cars behind, I don't think this guy can react. Yeah. You never expect that he starts to spin to the other side. That's just super unlucky. And you also can't cut further to the left. You don't have enough grip. You need to stay with 2 wheels on the track. Oh, that's super unlucky. And the following car... Yeah. I mean, maybe he can. No, he can't. The moment he decides to stick to his line was probably this moment where he sees that the car is going to the right. And when you suddenly see that it's doing whatever he's doing now, spinning back to the left, then it's over, it's game over. On the brakes, but it's too late. And I had enough space ahead of me to be lucky and pick a line which works. But there's not that much of a gap. It's like 1 car wide, so that's extremely lucky. But again, after racing 3 times already here and being involved in 3 those kinds of accidents, I am okay with being on the lucky side for once. And then we had a few laps later the attack. I think around. So he doesn't want to send it. I saw it in the previous lap. I think it was around here. Yeah, so he's doing what I do sometimes when you watch my streams or other races, then you will notice it. Sometimes you just go for the run and like fake it to see what your opponent does. And he does it here to see how I react. And I just stick to my line and drive a race. And when he does it the second time, then he kind of already knows that I will most likely stick to my line. I won't do anything stupid because he tested me already. So he tested me once, he knows, alright, he's sticking to his line when he defends. The next time I get a good run, I might go for it. He has a good run now, I know it. Somewhere around here I decide to stick to the outside and just drive my race. He goes for it, and I think he was a bit hesitant again. And then he, you know, at this point he's still not fully committed. Like, we are braking at the same time. You can see it that he's just trying to put his nose in, but he's not fully committing. And then when he sees that I'm still sticking to the outside and holding my line, then he just goes for it and goes for the inside line. but he was quicker, so no bad feelings about giving this position up. And yeah, it's P4. I wonder how much iRating we gained. So far I didn't lost iRating in a single race, so which was quite lucky considering we got a few incidents. I'm not sure if I will stick to the next race again and drive it. I guess it's I guess I won't drive it because it's quite late. I'm not getting tired yet, but I can feel how I slowly am about to get tired, and I don't think it's a good mix. You've seen how competitive those races are. We had 2 super tight splits. I expect the next one to be tight as well, so thanks for being here tonight. I might drive this car track combination one more this week. I'm not sure yet. Maybe on the weekend. And yeah, thanks for being here tonight. You are awesome. I wish you a nice evening. Hopefully, I mean, I have recorded quite a few races here, so I might upload a few in the next weeks. I'm working on a lot more content since the MX5 series is about to get finished soon. And yeah, thanks for being around. Have a nice evening and hopefully see you next time. Goodbye.